In this video, we're going to show you how to install ignition coils on your Subaru Legacy located on top of your engine. Now with the hood open, we're going to go ahead and locate our air intake tube. It's going to be two plastic push pins right here. We're going to use our trim tool. We're going to go ahead and remove these. Sometimes these break. Because of the age of the car, they're brittle, they can snap. You want to go ahead and take this unit, you're going to pull it towards you, you're going to disconnect it from the air filter box. When you slide this out, this back section right here is going to pull out of the air filter box. Right here is the mass airflow sensor. We're going to press down on this tab right here, disconnect that harness. Now if we look at this air filter box and we follow the seam right down around here, fall it right down to the inside, and there's going to be a 10mm bolt. We're going to use our ratchet extension and our ratchet here to go ahead. Using our ratchet extension and 10mm socket, loosen and remove this bolt. Go ahead, pull that up and out. Hold on to that. We're going to be reusing that later. Undo this here. And separate this using a flathead screwdriver. Up here, we're going to go ahead and loosen this hose clamp. Pull this off, and we're going to work this off. Might be a couple hoses attached on the side there. Pull it off, set that aside. You have plenty of room to go ahead and gain access to these wires here. I'm going to go ahead and flex this wire over, and I'm going to grab that boot and go ahead and wiggle this wire off right here and pull this out. Now with that wire disconnected, I want to go ahead and release our retainer clip here. Just going to use a little pocket screwdriver to pop this out of the retainer and pull this wire out. And it's going to follow it right on over to the ignition coil right over here. Now sometimes these are going to be stuck. They're just kind of baked on there. I'm going to use a pair of pliers here to go ahead and pull that off. Now out of our 4-piece ignition wire package here, there's going to be 2 shorter wires. One is a hair bit longer than the other. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the old wire that I just removed, match it up, and then match this, and it looks like this one here is the best matching wire. So we're going to go ahead and grab this one and install that. I'm going to take a little bit of silicone paste, and what you can do is you can either put it on the inside of the boot, or you can put a little bit on the ignition coil itself. I'm going to take this here, line it up onto the ignition coil. Line it up, push it on, you're going to feel it click into place. Then go ahead and follow the rerouting process, clipping your wire into position, feeding your boot down. Now before we install the boot down the other end, put a little dab of silicone paste inside, and then just a little bit on the outside of the boot. Go ahead and feed that down. Feed that boot right inside. Pop that into place. Go ahead, line that up and pop this into place here. Now I'm going to go ahead and push this down onto the spark plug. You're going to feel it snap in, and then you can see this rubber boot seal up against the valve cover. Right here, you can go ahead and snap this one down when you're all set, but we want to go ahead and swap out the other wire beside it. You want to repeat this process for the other 2 on the other side of the engine as well. Let's go ahead and install our air filter intake tube. It's going to be 2 tabs on the bottom. We want to go ahead and lower that down. Pull our mass airflow sensor wire up. Finagle this down past the hoses. Pop that intake tube in over here, and then we'll go ahead and line this up, push this down, A little clip's popped off there, snapped it into place. Now at this point here, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just feed our mass airflow sensor wire harness around and pop that into place. Snap that on. You want to make sure you hear that and feel it engage. Let's go up to the intake tube up top here. Let's get that secured. Snug that down, make sure that's on there good and tight. Now the last thing you need to do over here for this box section is install that bolt. Go ahead and set that bolt a few threads by hand. And once you get it started, go ahead and pop our ratchet onto there. Once we snug this down, that'll wrap up this section here, and then we'll go ahead and pop the air intake duct into the box and lock that into the upper cross member. Snug it down gently. Grab the intake duct. This portion right here needs to insert into the box. Line that up and then insert the plastic pins. Now, if you happen to have a check engine light on inside the vehicle due to the component failing, be sure to go ahead and use a scan tool to clear those codes or code, and you can go for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.